What's up, guys? We are one episode away from the season finale. We are talking Treadstone, episode 9, the Seoul Asylum. So, a lot of things happen. We have Ellen getting on board, John breaking free, and Tara, a cicada. All that and more coming up.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
OMG.
It's right. You guys, we have so much to talk about. But first, I want to introduce my co-host, Mr. Benny Adams. Hey there.
What's up, guys?
Benny
How's it going?
Yeah, Benny has only seen one movie, the first movie, The Bourne Ultimatum.
Yeah.
So now he's a Treadstone expert.
Oh, I am addicted to this show like no other, man. Like, the show is awesome.
And then you have me, the identity, I'm sorry. Then you have me, the Bourne. I've seen all the Bourne movies, except for the last one. I'm your host, Lauren, and you know what? We're just going to jump right in because so many pieces of the puzzle have been solved tonight, or at least starting to come together. Mm-hmm. The full puzzle is not together, but we have gotten 70% of the puzzle.
Right.
So first up, let's just go ahead and talk about Ellen Becker hopping on Bourne with Dan Levine.
Right. Before we do that, let me just shout out real quick. I am Ivan Soto. This guy has been a loyal viewer since like day one.
Day one, he has.
So we got to give you props, man. Thanks for always tuning in and watching us. And keep on typing in the chat and letting us know what you thought about this this show. But that
Ellen and Dan,
it was very crazy. I feel for her for being put in the position that she's put in.
Yeah.
And I don't see it going very well for her. And she didn't have a choice. It was either that or go to jail.
I mean, she had a choice.
Okay,
I don't necessarily think she would have been thrown in jail right away.
You don't think so?
No, because he says, that's a council will have to do an investigation and blah, blah, blah. But I want to say my prediction was half right. She did kind of come to her senses and was like, you're trying to drag me into this shit, and how dare you, and I don't want to be a part of this. But he basically blackmailed her.
Yeah.
He kind of used the whole, I recorded you hiring a kill on Stephen Haynes, and the whole, family thing. Mm-hmm. So she was put in a really bad position. Right. I think she made a horrible choice.
And that's what it comes down to, is her family. Yeah. So she's looking at it, all right, if I go the route of not listening to him, there's a chance that I have to go to jail. And even if I don't go to jail right away, there's all this drama that's going to surround before I go to jail.
And even if she doesn't, she'll be looking over her shoulder every day.
With going this route, it's not the best route to go under, but at the same time, she can still be with her family, even though she's doing something that she doesn't agree with.
Well, I think she screwed herself regardless, because if everything goes wrong, Dan is still going to put the blame on her. Yeah. And she's still going to be the fall guy. So I feel like either way, she was screwed.
Yeah.
She went the unethical route,
mm-hmm.
but like you said, she was putting her family first. I just think that it's going to come back to bite her in her ass.
Mm-hmm.
But while we're on the CIA, Soyun finally gets a hold of them at the American Embassy.
Yeah. And
she actually talks to Dan
mm-hmm.
and warns them about the purchase of Stiletto 6 from the North Korean government.
Mm-hmm.
So, she tries to make a bargain with them saying, if I help you, then my family needs to be taken out of North Korea ASAP.
Yeah.
What did you think about the response and everything with that?
I don't think he's going to help her family whatsoever. I think that he is just using her like he's using everyone else. He just wants things to be done for him, but he doesn't care what happens to them once his mission, I guess you could say, gets fulfilled.
Yeah, I completely agree because, at first, she gave him, first of all, amazing information. The information he never saw coming. So that alone should have been enough to get the family out. Then he's like, actually, what else can you do for me? And I'm like, I just literally handed you America on a silver platter and stopped a war.
Right.
And now you're asking me for more. So that would kind of send a red flag, but she's desperate. She's trying to get out.
Right.
So she's like, yeah, I'll kill General Kwan or is it Shin? I think it's Shin. She's like, yeah, I'll kill Shin, and then you'll move us there. I'm just wondering if her husband, Day, is in custody. How are they going to get him out?
Right.
They're not going to try and prevent a war and then start another one just by getting one man.
And that's the thing. That's why I don't believe him whatsoever. And it's crazy because when he gave her that ultimatum, she didn't even hesitate. She was like, done. I'll do it. And she's thinking just like the other woman, like she's thinking about her family. She's thinking about her husband and her kid. So she's doing what she thinks is best for her family.
Well, I think I said if you work for a government entity of this level and you are put on black op cases and undercover cases, hate to say this, but family can be your biggest downfall. They're going to use that against you no matter what.
Yeah.
And I can say that because my dad worked for the government.
Okay.
Thank God I was never put in danger. Well, that I know of. Sure, I could have been. But I'm just saying, they're going to use your family against you no matter what.
Yeah.
So let's go on to Sam and Doug.
Let's do it. Do you still trust Sam?
No, I don't trust Sam at all. She's a sneaky, sneaky snake. But I'll let you go first. What do you think?
It's so interesting. You can really tell, and I was actually surprised by this. You can really tell that Doug still cares and loves Sam even after what he found out about his situation, which is very interesting to me because if I was in that situation and I was married for, how long were they married for? Like 10 years?
Yeah.
They've been together for 10 years.
For a while, yeah.
And I found out I was living this lie. I'd be like, deuces.
Yeah.
It's nice knowing you.
For real, he even said, you knew where I would be July 4th.
Yeah.
And he said, you programmed me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he, I thought something would click on him inside of his brain where he would be like, forget you did this to me, you set me up. But he's like, you shouldn't have even waited a year. I would never stop looking for you. I was like, oh, you're just stupid. You're just brainwashed. I don't want to call him stupid. He's in love. They did spend 10 years of life together. But dog, you have been lied to. You have been set up. You have been played. And she's about to just go walk back to the government like, oh, believe me, I'm done with him. I'm so over him. And try and get back in their good graces while you're on the run for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I just think the type of person Doug is you can tell he is a very caring type of person. And like you said, he's had this relationship with this woman. He has history with this woman. And, he cares deeply about her. So I guess it's just hard for him to just erase all of that, even knowing what she's put him through and what she's putting him through.
Okay, well, what do you think about the fake dating profile? Because they're not sending anyone messages. It's all just in a draft. So do you think... I think that's going to come into play later on. I think somehow they're going to look at IP addresses, see where he logged in and get him.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think she really wants to stay in touch with him? Or how do you feel about that?
See, I want to trust her. I just do not trust her. I'm going to take it back to last episode where I think she was the one that killed those two people.
I still think that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust her all the way. I think she has something up her sleeve. I want to be wrong because, like, poor guy, you know?
Yeah.
He's trusting her now after he found out what she did to him. So that would be awful if she's still being sneaky around him. So I hope I'm wrong, but I just have a weird feeling that she is up to something.
Yeah, I agree, because she even messaged him and said, they don't trust me. If they don't trust you, why are you getting on the internet where you could get caught?
Right.
You know, and they're probably watching your every move.
And she's smart. She should know better. So something ain't right.
Something's not right with little Miss Sam. But moving on to Doug, he has now been given a new mission because he has taken on Vincent's identity. And he is sent on a mission to kill a leader in Colombia who is protesting the mining of their land. And obviously, we've learned now it's all about money. It's all about winning at whether it's right or wrong, no cost. So he said that he's not a killer. And somehow he gets these neuroreceptor antagonist pills that counteract basically any memories or triggers to activate the implant that's in his brain. So we see him take these, and he says he's not a killer. Do you think he's going to complete the mission?
I think... oh, that's a hard one. I think he's going to get put in a predicament where he's going to have to. Maybe the pills are going to come into play somehow where he's either going to run out or he's going to lose them. I don't know, but something's going to come into play where he does get activated and he's going to have to carry out the mission.
Interesting. I would have to disagree.
Okay.
He ran into the guy in the airport and he says this has to be done in 24 hours. And then once he got on the plane, he started researching him and basically kind of seeing this guy isn't a bad guy. They're having me kill a good guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like the humane part that's left of him is not going to kill him. Now, this is what I do think. I think he might stage the death.
Yeah.
Because obviously if he doesn't kill him, they're going to kill him.
Right.
So I think he's going to stage the death of the Colombian leader. Maybe like give him some drugs to knock him out.
Right.
You know, maybe shoot him with something that just, you know, keeps you down for a few hours, but then you get back up. I don't think he's actually going to kill him, in my opinion.
Right.
But I guess we'll see next week.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, is there anything you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah. We here at AfterBuzz just want to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And in order for us to grow, we need your help. So if you are on YouTube right now, go ahead, give us a thumbs up. If you're on iTunes, go ahead and give us a 5-star. Working at AfterBuzz means so much to us. You guys have no idea. And we just want to continue to give you guys amazing, good content.
Yes, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
The good content. Amen. So now we're going to move on to Petra, John, Yuri, and Tara. So we get to see young Petra and present day Petra in this one, which I really liked. We're going to go ahead and start off with young Petra and John. So we see Petra smacks John around in front of Yuri.
Yeah.
Which to me is so disrespectful. Like, are you kidding? You are telling this man how you love him and how he's so different. And then she's like, smack, smack. What's your mission? And then Yuri comes and is like, almost bangs her in front of John.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't you want your pet to watch? And I'm just disgusted with her. What do you think?
I think Yuri is an awful man. Petra, like, yeah, that was awful. But I think he understands that it's all part of the plan. So she had to do what she had to do. She had to make it believable. And, you know, and she did. Because if she wouldn't have done that, if she would have said, oh, I don't want to do this, or if she would have been, you know, nice and compassionate to John, Yuri probably would have caught on and they wouldn't have been able to carry out the plan. But this might all be Yuri's plan.
It could be.
So you never know. But as of right now, Petra needs to make sure the plan goes into full force. So she has to do what she has to do. And I think John understands that.
I would disagree.
Okay.
Because later on we see when John tries to save the British and the Spanish guy left in the cells, the man is like, you don't know her like I know her, the lady with the red hair. She's always going to come back for me. So we see she's playing all of them. She's treating all of them pretty much the same. She's making all of them think that she loves them. And yes, he doesn't know that right away. Yeah. But I think once he does see her with Yuri, something in him does snap. And then what even perpetuates it is when he sees, Mathis? Is it Matheson?
Yeah, Matheson.
Matheson. So we could just segue into that. So obviously after he gets back with his trip from Yuri, he sees Dr. Miser and he's like, yes, training will continue. And then boom, Matheson is in there. Mm-hmm. They pretty much put him through the process, brainwashed him. And for a minute, I'm like, oh no, like this man is probably going to try and kill you.
Yeah.
And then thank goodness he starts to get his memory back a little bit. Did you think it was a little too fake how soon he got his memory back, or like how did you feel?
So this scenario brought me back to a couple of episodes where the roles were switched, where John was the one about to execute Matheson, and Matheson was the one trying to make John remember like who he was, and saying names to him and telling him where he's from and what he does. And John, it did not click at all for John. And so it was interesting when the roles were reversed and John was trying to say the same thing to Matheson, how he was able to remember. But I think what did get Matheson to remember was that final push that Matheson didn't get when John had the gun and he just shot it. And I think that's where it clicked for Matheson, because John didn't kill Matheson. And so in Matheson's mind, he's like, why didn't this guy kill me? And I think that's when he allows himself to start remembering a little bit about his past life.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I know we've seen some of the tactics they use, but we haven't really seen any of the brainwashing tactics.
Yeah.
I want to know if they give them a drug, like, what do they do? Do they beat the memories out you? Like, I don't know, because like no matter how you get beaten, you're gonna remember. So are you getting drugged? Or like, what is it that they're doing to these men that they can't remember?
Well, they kind of very briefly touched on it when we saw John get taken by Petra and the guys, and they pretty much just tortured him. And I remember Petra kept on asking, what is your name? But yeah, like you said, they didn't really dive into what exactly they do.
But even if you've been tortured, I feel like you still remember. I know they injected him with some type of drug in his neck a few times. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But obviously, John and Matheson team up together. Mm-hmm. They take out the Russians and break free.
Right.
I was very excited to see that. Now, hopefully they can finally get further than the club.
Yeah.
And don't get brought back in. But how do you think their escape is going to go? Like, do you think they're going to go back to America? Do you think, like, what do you think?
Because it was that last part where that guy's like, shoot me. This is part of the mission.
Yes.
So now I'm like, was that part of the mission? Was he a sacrifice? And they wouldn't just say that for no reason. And so now in the back of John's head, he's like, am I still being programmed? And, I literally just started thinking about this, is Petra really trustworthy now? Because you brought up the guy in the jail. And so this literally came to me. Maybe she isn't because of this situation. I think Ivan Soto said the same thing, that he pretty much doesn't trust Petra. I think that's what he said. But yeah. Okay. So now I'm kind of going towards the fact that maybe Petra might be playing him. And
might be. Where have you been this whole season? She's playing all of them. They're brainwashing Americans. Now they're also brainwashing people from British.
I don't want her to, because I love the present day Petra also, and that would suck so much. But you know what? It's so interesting because these two, Petra and John, are kind of dealing what dealing with what Doug and Sam are dealing with. These two people who love each other. Sam is kind of like the Petra, where she programmed Doug, right? And we don't really know if we can trust Sam or not. Same with Petra. We don't know if we can trust Petra or not. So
I like that comparison.
These two couples, they're living a very similar life.
But the only difference is that Sam and Doug are both American citizens. Petra is going to be loyal to her country. You know what I mean? She is not a United States citizen. So that gets a little iffy. But thinking back to, kind of the beginning of the season, John Randolph Bentley definitely goes back to America because don't you remember when he got back, they thought he was a traitor and they tried to talk to him. He knocked someone out and then they tried to kill him, but he escaped and he said, "I'm going to prove to you that I'm not a double agent."
Yeah.
Don't you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to all somehow connect this because even then, that was still however many years ago. We have no idea if John Randolph Bentley is still alive present day.
I think he is.
What he looks like. I think he is too. But we've only seen young him. We've never seen present day him. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting one. And then last but not least, Tara and Petra.
Oh yeah.
So this is Vinny's favorite part.
It
is. So, when I was watching it, I was kind of looking at their scene like, oh, this is so slow,
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was
like, okay, she came all the way to talk to you, see what Stiletto 6 was about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gets a gun pulled on her, and then they see the missile. But I'm like, okay, we're still not getting any answers.
Yeah.
But then, boom.
Her phone goes off.
And what do we find out?
We see a picture and with the man, and boom, she's a cicada.
Tara is a cicada. Mr. Vinny Adams predicted it, so you. I just have to give you your props. I did not see that one coming. You did, which is absolutely mind-blowing because it's mind-blowing, but it makes so much sense. She started off as a journalist, researching, spilling all this information, being blackballed, not being able to get a normal job. She had to be an Uber driver. And
my gosh, yeah.
And then we were like, why is General Kwan, no, it wasn't. It was whatever the man's name at the very beginning. He was shot and she had to go make sure his daughter was protected. We were like, why would he choose her out of all people? She's a journalist. She can't fight. She can't do anything. We never saw any type of fighting capabilities.
Yeah.
And the whole time we were like, why her? Why her? And this whole time she was a cicada.
I can't wait till we get to predictions. Oh my God, I have a good one.
I bet you do. I don't even know what to predict because everything is so crazy. All I know is that, how is she going to get out of this combo with Petra? Is she going to have to kill Petra? That's a serious question because she knows this information now. She sees where Stiletto 6 is. Her mission is to protect it. What team are you really on?
Yeah, if she does kill Petra, she's gonna have a fight ahead of her because Petra is not an easy person to take down because we've seen present day Petra's fighting skills.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm still there's still so many questions. If Tara really had, she's saying she dreamed about Stiletto 6. She couldn't go to sleep. It's all she thinks about. But then she is part of Cicada. How does that even work? Because I don't know. Like, I guess we'll find out next episode because I am literally floored by that. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and move on to our special segment.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to start with the best fight scene. So I just want to go ahead and mention that the first fight scene we saw was 43 minutes into the TV show, and that was between Bentley and Matheson. And I just want to say that has not happened.
It really hasn't
in this season at all.
Yeah.
They usually come out the gate swinging.
It's usually at the beginning of every episode. This is there's a fight scene. This was the first one.
Yeah.
Where there wasn't a fight scene at the beginning.
And how did you feel about that?
I was a little disappointed.
You were disappointed?
Because don't get me wrong, I liked the episode, but as I was watching, I was like, something is just different. You know, I'm not really at the edge of my seat for this episode. And then, like, probably 10 minutes before the fight scene happened, I was like, wait, there hasn't been a fight scene yet.
You know what? I actually liked it. I loved the fact that we got way more dialogue, way more character background. And I do enjoy the fight scenes, but it was nice to see a change in pace.
Yeah.
So with that being said, there was really only one fight scene.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll give it to Bentley and Matheson.
It was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, they teamed up, took all the guards down. They escaped that asylum.
Yeah.
And broke free. We'll see how far they get.
My favorite part where they were like, cover me, and one would go shoot, another one would cover, and another one was like, cover me, another one would go shoot, another one would cover.
Yeah,
like,
and a bunch of reloading.
Cool.
Yeah, I did. It was like they didn't miss a beat, and they had been shooting it forever and forgot about the whole brainwashing. So, you know, it was different, but I enjoyed it too.
Right.
And then do you have another special segment for
Yes. So we are going to do our second special segment. It's called Extreme Ways. If you don't know what Extreme Ways is, it's that song by Moby that's always being played towards the end of the Bourne movies. And it's always played when someone says something dun 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 ish.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Dun 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 ish.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start off, and we're gonna do a little something different. I'm gonna start off, and then Lauren's gonna finish it.
No, you weren't supposed to tell them. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh well, they don't know what we're gonna say.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh man, I messed it up. All
Benny,
right,
go ahead.
Let's do it. Lauren, all right. Does that mean you're in?
You've left me no other choice. There you go, guys.
There you go.
It's okay. I won't be too hard on Benny
Please
since
don't.
he totally killed the surprise. But
Oh man,
we'll let him have that one. You know,
I failed on that one.
It's okay. Well, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and go into predictions since we've discussed everything. And
AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, apparently Benny has some pretty great predictions. So I'm gonna let him go first.
Okay, so we now know that Petra is, not Petra, that Tara is a cicada. Mm-hmm. I think the person that activated Tara on is John, and I think he's the because we have no idea.
No, but don't you remember Dan was literally in the CIA office and literally said, we have a target there. He was like, we already have a target there.
But are they behind because they're not behind all the cicadas getting turned on, right? They just know who's getting turned on, right?
I feel like Ellen, no, definitely is not. But I feel like Dan, partly yes. Like, how does he know Tara is there, and how did he know just to activate her?
I don't know. I just have a weird feeling that somehow John is behind it, because when you look at the backstory for cicadas, like when you look at the story of Doug, you know, his whole life has pretty much been a mission for the past, 9, 10, 11 years. Mm-hmm. Now we look at Tara, and we see how she even said, all these years I've been trying to find out about Stiletto 6. You know, obviously that's her mission. Why would the person who is turning on all these cicadas, you know, killing all these people, doing bad things, they obviously know about Stiletto 6.
Obviously, yeah.
I think John, who is obviously a good guy, found out how to do all this stuff and was able to. I might be stretching. I don't know.
I mean, you were right about Tara, so you could be right, but I don't know. That is the stretch, but we'll see.
And I think so. Tara's mission was to find out about Stiletto 6, meet Petra, and get into. Like, I have a weird feeling that somehow John is involved.
All right, go ahead, keep going.
But yeah, that's my prediction.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's the only one?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Obviously, and then everyone's going to meet up, I think. And I also think that, so we know how John hasn't been revealed yet. I think he's going to be revealed in the finale, but I have a feeling
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I have a feeling that he's not going to be revealed till like the final second of the finale. It's going to be like a cliffhanger.
Oh my God. What? This is kind of like what you said, but not exactly what you said. What if John, to prove his loyalty, that he wasn't a double agent, and to actually like prove to the U.S. government, specifically the CIA, that like he's not a threat? What if he like helped run this whole like Treadstone operation?
That would be crazy.
I don't necessarily think he woke everyone up, but I'm just saying, like, what if he's helping, you know? Like, what if he's the one? See that. What if he's the one whispering in Dan's ear every play?
I think you're the one who's going to have the prediction come true next week.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think that they're going to get Soyun's family out. Sorry, girl. No. I think you might be the lone survivor in that one. Man. Sam and Doug are not going to survive. Hopefully Doug survives. I don't really care about Sam, just being straight up. And I'm very interested to see what happens between Petra and Tara. I think the only reason Tara might have the upper hand is because she's just a little younger and newer to the program. So she can move a little faster. But like you said, Petra will definitely pull up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
So that is my AfterBuzz TV prediction.
And then I am Ivan Soto. I think he has the same prediction as me. Pretty much. Let's see. After Bourne took it down. Yeah, he pretty much has the same prediction. So We'll see.
Well, we shall see next week on the season finale.
The season finale. Do we know if it's coming back for season 2 yet?
We
I don't think so.
Yet.
Yeah.
But catch us same place, same time. Benny, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on all social media at Benny J. Adams. Thanks again for tuning in with us. So much fun.
And you can find me on social media at Lauren the Truth, because you know I keep it real. Other than that, guys, have a great night.
See you guys later.
I'm going to sleep.
See you later, Treadstoners.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.